Welcome back to the World Tour Series Part 3. This episode, we are going to go to the compound outer village and check out the prefabs. Yes, hold on, before you judge. The prefabs that we have outside of the main village. This is the main village where everything started. When I first loaded in, I want to say the spawn spot is like maybe 30 meters away from this village. So we built everything there. Each update, as things get added to the game, we try to put a little sprinkle of each update in the main village, or like I said, we call it the compound. The outside village, you won't necessarily see why we call it the compound, but as part 2, and I think there might even be a part 3 where I kind of just look over the whole thing. In those, you'll definitely see why it's called the compound. We've got just about every machine there, and like I said, a sprinkle of each update. You know, I've got a farm, one of the barns there. We've got a place to make more batteries. Actually, the main production spot for the battery cells is at the compound. We do have another one, of course, here at Triuck Station, and another one at the farm, which should be the next world tour. That one will be a little bit longer, because not only is it the farmhouse itself, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to give a little bit of a view between the villages and going to show the distance between the villages, because the map is huge in this game. That's one of the best things about it, is that you can have completely different builds all around your map, and they can be connected together by something like that bridge. You know, you can see that bridge here, and you'll see how it leads directly to the compound. Like I said, a lot of it is sprinkles of this and that. Once we got a prefab unlocked or got new pieces unlocked, we just kind of put them in, you know, mix them in, which is the whole part, or the whole reason that I am doing the World Tour series is now, even though that these videos were recorded before 3.1, I still want to show, just that way in the future you guys can even see the changes, see what things have been added, see the differences, maybe even in the vehicle I'm driving. Right now we are in the slider. If you haven't watched that video yet, or would like to know how to build this one, I'll see if I can figure out getting the link like above my head for a couple seconds. But that's enough chitty chatter. Let's go ahead. Again, this video is pre-recorded pre 3.1, and I am recording this after 3.1. So no more ranting. Let's go. Again, this is the slider. If you want to build one, it's a very simple. You got thrusters for turning, thrusters for going forward. They're so fun. They're so fun. And you can take out trees with them, loose granite. They're fun. They're fun. Don't mind. Like, close your eyes for just a second. Okay, sorry. That actually is why those corners are brick. Originally, they were shack like the rest of the roof, but sadly, they were not durable enough to be hit with a vehicle. But like I said, this is our first and main production site for power cells. We originally did have another row of these power machines, composters, outside the wall, but we have since moved those specific ones out to other locations. So yes, we do, like I said, have basically 3 power cell farms, one being Triuck Station, one being here, and one being the farm. And yeah, of course, especially with driving as many vehicles as we do, you got to have power cells, especially before they buffed them. I'm glad they buffed them, but that doesn't change how many we have or how many we go through. I mean, I guess we go through less, but of course, with making power cells, you get trunks full of stuff that we went ahead and kept. We have a couple storage sites for all that stuff as well. That's what the Star Wars bins are, is before they buffed this to stacks of 50. Any overflow I was putting into there to take over to one of the other sites. Just that way, anytime that we decide that we need to expand out to make another farm or anything like that, we have enough of those materials on hand to do so right away. As you can see, this building, I used the same walls from this prefab to make that miniature garage over there. So to tie them in together to kind of put the stamp on it as my house, I went ahead and put the wheel on the front here, put one of the headlights up there, make a great outdoor light. Got one on the porch as well. Yes, this is a prefab, but a lot of these builds, especially at the compound, if it's a prefab, I try to make it different. I try to do something that says this is my house still, you know? Whether it be changing some of the way the windows are or adding a room or whatever it may be. Like I want to say this room does not, or this house does not originally have that bathroom there. So I went ahead and added those walls to make that bathroom. Same with this bedroom. I don't remember the exact layout. I do know that I did adjust it though. I did add walls and move stuff around. Made my own little bedroom back there. We got our entertainment center there with the rockets, the more wheels. That way it all kind of feels like a racing simulator or something, you know. There's our power generator. If you didn't know, if you do put a power cell in on an item like that, it will control it. So you can actually still use those wheels, even though they're not touching the ground or on an actual vehicle. You can still use them around your build as a decoration. And these are our first three main farm sites. That is, of course, our cornfield. And in the fish house back there, I didn't go through it in this one, but in one of the other tour videos, I know that I did what I missed, kind of, because I know there's a couple different spots that I realized going back on looking at the footage that I didn't walk through there or whatever. So I made sure to add it in one of the other parts. So like I said, I want to say compound currently is 3 parts, and with the game forever changing and everything else, don't expect one to ever say finale, just because I don't plan on leaving this village behind. This is our biggest village, at least our most dense village. You have one village that's bigger, but that's different. That's different. We'll get there later. This is where we get to really test that high complexity and see how much we can put in one space, and if spacing it out just a little bit will help with that. So far, I think we've ran into high complexity once or twice here. So I'm glad about that. We haven't added a whole lot here recently. I did add that runway, this runway on the other side of the mill here. I don't know exactly what to call that building. It's just where we store most of the seeds, as well as have those 3 grain mills. We do have a separate grain mill in the kitchen for grain specifically, but the pumpkin seeds, snowberries, chilies, all that, you know, you gotta have machines for them. That is the outer village. This is our most recent addition, the little runway strip, just another place that we can park our vehicles and not have to worry about them disappearing. So that wraps up this part. Again, I know that this video was a little bit shorter and there wasn't a whole lot in that little tour, but I did want to see or show everything, you know. I want to show the full compound. I want to show the little itty bitty details and just kind of give out ideas that maybe you as a builder haven't had yet. I hope that this video was able to inspire you to do something just a little bit different. Yes, you can still use the prefabs. You can make them your own, and without even saying, hey, this is a prefab. Yes, if you know that that building itself, that house, is a prefab from the outside, once you get inside, like I said, I added some wall and made it mine, you know? Same with that little garage next to it. It helps. It's small. It's got enough room to put things. It's got room for the storage, for the machines. You don't always have to put the machines in your main area, but it's nice to have them close. So sometimes, you know, just a small, simple building doesn't have to be square. If you guys haven't already, please like, comment, and subscribe. Going to be working on the farmhouse video next. So until then,